Wani ke wani wani ai taktara kia tara wahi taru wa te kero kero. Hei paumara wi kawira kararapa kete kau wana tō peru kawi wau e koro e. Ki aha, kapata makama. Ko wai te tangata kia rera rera rua rera kakanu wia. Ha ha kapate te kaora. Aha kapate kapate. Kaora kaora te tangata. Nada. Ki mai whakawhiti tēra. Pane, hara hupane kapai whiti tēra. Hui, hui.
I am sitting here in our meeting house at Mokai, Pakake Taiari, and around on the wall are all our ancestors, and one of them being Hichiri Te Pairata, and also a lot of our other ancestors that are here as well, along with the Rewi Maniapoto that's in here. Today we brought back a taonga from Te Papa Museum, and it was a very important occasion for us, firstly of Ngāti Te Kohera, because this taonga has been missing for the last 70 years, and it was found and taken to Te Papa in Wellington, and we retrieved it from there yesterday and brought it back here today. We have a special occasion where two wharetoa, along with our paramount chief, gathered here at Mokai, and we paid our respects and homage to this taonga. It sat on the top of the meeting house Te Kohera around the Western Bay area. We're proud and pleasant about bringing this taonga back, and we would like to say that we see a lot more taonga that's down at Te Papa to be brought back and put in our museum when we establish that. And I'm hoping that that's going to be done very, very shortly. For me, today was a special day. We think of all the dead. We acknowledge them in our speech making, but we also think of taonga like this that reunites us as well. So, kia koutou, tēnei te kōrero, ana kia koutou, ara mō te taonga nei, ko whakahokia mai, ki wainganui a tātou o Ngāti Te Kohera. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa, kahuri.
I thought I'd better stand up because he keeps looking at me. But look, I just want to support the kaupapa for the day, for not only for Tūwharetoa but for our hapu as well, and to thank all those who have been involved in making this happen for us. Today, really, we've begun the journey, despite the fact that we've got many taonga sitting in, not only in Te Papa, but also in Auckland, at the Museum of Auckland. And as I understand, there are some items as well in the South Island. It is important for us to kōrero this kaupapa today. All I want to say is that we are committed to the kaupapa, and as has been mentioned, it's to ensure that our mokopuna have something that will help them to grow when the time comes for them to fill the roles that we are currently filling today. If we do nothing, then our mokopuna will be lost. And the kōrero that rests with our taonga is really the kōrero that they need to have in order to understand the journey forward. As I said, this is the beginning of the journey, and I have no doubt that we will be meeting as a collective again soon. O reira, tēnā tātou katoa.
This lady, who is Ahu Mai Te Pairata, who is my great-great-grandmother. And she's the reason that I've got the passion for what I've done to get our people's taonga that's out on the maho there back, and that's the kōrero named Te Kohera, which is the name of our tupuna. It was a process where I was reading a book, and some things started jumping out at me, as in seeing that our taonga was literal and that it was still there, and the history behind it. And it actually stated in the book that the man who had taken it, and it had stated where he'd placed it. Thankfully for us, that was the Dominion Museum in Wellington, and so it sat down there the entire time, and under the Dominion Museum's mantra. And then when Te Papa was built, Te Papa Tongariro, it got shifted to there, and it sat in those institutions for 70, 72, 73 years. And it was exciting to actually come across, by research, the taonga that sat there that belonged to us. And I remember distinctly when we walked into this room, they opened these big metal doors, they turned the lights on, and I was just standing there like a possum in headlights, a rabbit in headlights. It was just amazing seeing all of these taonga, and it actually made me tangi, it actually made me cry and weep about thinking about who they belong to and things. And I looked around and saw all these other bits and pieces, and then I saw our koruru sitting on a shelf, and it was just, it almost had neon lights on it, because the size of it and where it was sitting just drew me to it. And we spent about 3.5 hours with it and with other taonga in Te Papa. And that was the beginning of the process of the starting to get it home here to Taupo, to the Rohe of Taupo. Over time, I talked to the Te Koihara Kākoho trustees, which I'm fortunate enough to be one of, and I explained what it was and where it was and the significance to us. And they said to me, with open arms, they said, 100%, you go for it, boy, you go for it. And so that was the thing that gave me the impetus to know that I had them behind me, and to be able to take the journey of and going down a repatriation process.
Kia ora tātou.